Okay, well, anyone who watched the Chargers-Texans wild card game can tell you that Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey needed a little bit of help, and now they get it in the form of Tre Harris, 55. What do you think of the player?
A contested catch player. That's what comes to mind with Tre Harris. A little bit of a body catcher at times, but zero fear of making plays in the dirty areas of the field where there's a lot of contact. Plays really strong. 25 touchdowns over the last 3 seasons. And he missed 5 games last year.
Yeah.
So you're talking about somebody that this is a touchdown machine. There's some plays where Jackson Dart, the ball placement's off target. Tre Harris can reach around the back of a defender's helmet and get the ball. Like, he's just true 50-50, 45 and 93 for contested catches. Little slow at times and upright off the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to coach him up on his release package. But, man, he's just one of those guys that just winning the football comes natural to him. And that's what this offense is looking for because it's been really hot and cold with Quentin Johnston.
Yeah, you think about it last year, beginning of the year, they were very run heavy. But it felt like as Justin Herbert got healthier and more comfortable in Greg Roman's offense, they opened it up a little bit more. And McConkey came out and, Quentin Johnston, inconsistent, to be kind, and so tough playoffs for QJ for sure. So now you've got the solution inside with McConkey, and now you go out and get Tre Harris for the outside as well. I don't see drafting him initially in a standard 12-team league, but I could easily see us talking about him on Waiver Wire Tuesdays over the second half of the year once he gets his feet under him as well. Certainly a red zone threat, as Connor mentioned.
Yeah, if Quentin Johnston was what they had set out for him to be, being picked in the first round a couple of years ago, then they wouldn't be picking Tre Harris right now. Yep. So he's going to push Johnston a little bit to see if they could just get somebody consistent in that rotation. Because it's a run-first offense, Ladd McConkey is still the only guy you look at as drafting as a receiver in that offense.
He might steal some snaps from QJ because Ole Miss would use him to crack down on defensive ends and linebackers. Jim Harbaugh is going to love that, and that'll get you on the field more with more target opportunity.
Yeah. Okay, Raiders keep cooking. This is going to be one of the most fun offenses in the NFL. Brock Bowers, Ashton Jeanty, now Jack Bech, wide receiver. Connor, you love this player.
Awesome pick. 40th player overall in my top 10 wide receivers. Such a reliable target. 1 drop on 91 targets. He ate alive the middle of the field this year for this TCU offense. 33 first downs in the middle of the field this year. He was the go-to guy. He's got size. He's going to play closer to 220. He's a good blocker, great possession threat, good agility scores in his testing, where that typically translates really well for guys like this. Think Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp. Those are guys that have had really good agility scores, didn't need to run a fast 40 to be a productive NFL wide receiver. I love Jack Bech, and this offense looks really, really impressive right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think probably a better NFL pick than fantasy pick because you've got Brock Bowers, because you've got Ashton Jeanty, because you've got Jacoby Myers. You've got a lot of guys that are going to demand the ball. But again, when you think about the middle of the field and people are paying so much attention to Bowers, Bech is going to have his opportunities. So probably somebody that we're going to be talking about on waivers over the second half of the season. Lawrence, maybe not somebody that you draft immediately in a normal-sized league, but an awesome pick for the Raiders. And Geno Smith quietly, suddenly very interesting. Right. He's going to run more under Chip Kelly, and he's suddenly got a lot of weapons, and you're going to have to worry about Jeanty as well.
I think he'll end up being their most complete receiver. I would say the only thing he don't give you is the downfield vertical, but he's still quick. The routes is great. The hands are great. He's a strong wide receiver. He could play any of the spots, so he'll find his way on the field. But better, like you said, better football move right now than it is for fantasy.
But they're going to be a lot of fun. What a great division all of a sudden the West is.
Bloodbath. If there's a player that surprises us at wide receiver in fantasy this year from the rookie class, I'll bet on Jack Bech.
I was just about to say, you see how Puka came out that first year? Like, I would say it would be this guy.
Last season, the Broncos were one of the best teams in the NFL at creating yards before contact, but one of the worst at yards after contact. So a great landing spot for a running back, and that running back is there now in RJ Harvey, Connor.
He just creates so many explosive runs of 10-plus yards, 54 of them this year. A little bit undersized. He gets a little bounce-happy east or west. Yeah. Sean Payton will coach him up and have him running with his blocks, behind his blocks. They'll get his vision right. But, man, he just constantly ripped off big plays. You see the twitch, the burst. He makes people miss in space all the time. He can get by you in a phone booth. So for RJ Harvey, this is somebody to me that they're going to get creative, have how to get him in space and get him upfield to create more of those explosives.
Taking Jeanty out of it because Jeanty's his own category, right? But I would argue after maybe Judkins to the Browns, this is the best landing spot for any running back. Going to Denver,
I agree.
Jaleel McLaughlin, Audric Estime. There's not a lot of competition there for an offense that was very good last year. And you think about the mobility of Bo Nix that's going to open up rushing lanes for R.J. Harvey here. Like, he's going to be a starter immediately. Probably a top 25 running back. Not going to get into the top 20 because Peyton does use multiple running backs, but he's clearly the Denver running back you're going to want this year, Lawrence.
And for a smaller back, Lawrence, 231 carries this year. That's a big workload for him.
I don't see how he's not getting double digits, and the good thing about it, he could catch the ball out the backfield too. 3 years in college, averaged over 20 receptions per season, and that's good in college because you don't play the normal 16, 17 games, so we know he can catch the ball. Sean Payton likes his running backs versatile. He should be their guy. I think he got him.
Yeah, he's going to be one of the rookie running backs you're going to want to draft this year for sure.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.